Coming up on Mountain News at 6, we'll have more from the Shaping Our Appalachian Region Summit on Day 2. All eyes were on Eastern Kentucky flood relief and planning for the next decade. And a Floyd County business was destroyed by fire this morning, while officials say you could see smoke rolling from the Fat Boys Grill and Tavern for several days.
And absolutely beautiful weather looks to be on tap as we close the book on this work week and head into the weekend. The latest on the way is Mountain News at 6. Starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Good evening, live outside the Appalachian Wireless Arena in downtown Pikeville. I'm Steve Hensley, where the sun has just gone behind the mountain and it feels like it's dropped about 10 degrees in the last couple of minutes. But the 2022 SOAR Summit here in Pikeville is now in the books, and those involved say it was a successful 2 days of networking, navigating, and new ideas. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has the highlights from day 2.
A plan for progress.
In order for Eastern Kentucky to succeed, we need to do this together.
That starts at the summit.
Nearly 1,500 people registered for this conference, despite the flood, and that alone gives me tremendous hope.
So what can we do now that will make such a huge impact, that it will bring in the innovation, the changes?
The 2022 SOAR Summit wrapped its final day Thursday, closing out the 2-day event with the focus on revitalizing local economies and rebuilding after the floods.
And bring vitality and life back into communities where people have really lost a lot of hope and a sense of purpose.
With the announcement of 9 new projects in the Commonwealth, powering up coal-impacted communities with new funding from the Appalachian Regional Commission.
Ways to increase the quality of life for the people that live here, to create a future for their children and their grandchildren, that there will be good quality job opportunities, that children can stay here, have a great quality of life.
With panels and focus sessions devoted to the ideas of tomorrow, those involved say it is about sharing the secrets to progress.
Everyone's kind of bringing their own ideas and bringing in a discussion format into, hey, how did you succeed?
Giving stage to projects and programs that bring the trials and errors to the table.
We should never be competing against each other. We should be working together to compete with the rest of the country, and even globally.
To create a better blueprint to soar into the future. In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, the summit ended around 4 o'clock this afternoon. The last thing we did was a panel discussion that I was fortunate to moderate about flood relief and long-term recovery efforts. We're going to have more on that discussion coming up tonight at 11. You can also go back and watch it all on our website and Facebook pages. Well, that's going to do it live from here in Pikeville on a nice, cool evening downtown. But I'm ready for a warmer weekend, and I think we're going to get that from meteorologist Evan Hatter. Let's go to him for our first look at the forecast.
Well, thank you, Steve. You know, we've talked about how cold it gets when that sun starts to set, and we're there in Pikeville. Not just the sun setting out there, but also we're starting to see a few more clouds work in. That'll help drop those temperatures pretty quick as we head through the remaining hours of daylight, which, well, the remaining hour of daylight for the most part. 54 there from our Pikeville Medical Center camera view right now. Here in Perry County, it's at 55 with a few more of those high clouds working in. They really have kind of filtered in over the last few minutes, and current temperatures throughout the region still sitting in the middle and upper 50s. Those will start to drop as we head past dark. And again, you see that deck of clouds working in, especially the further north that you go. It's a little bit sunnier as we head into places like the Cumberland Valley. But as we head into tonight, we'll get those clouds on out of here, and we're in the upper 30s with calm winds, so milder than the past few nights. In a few minutes, of course, I'll have the latest on that warmer-looking weekend forecast, but right now let's check in with the rest of the day's news with Dakota.
All right, Evan, thank you. Well, the City of Martin Fire Department received a call around 4:44 this morning that there was a structure fire downtown. The fire was at Fat Boys Grill and Tavern. The fire is now extinguished, but there is still heavy smoke from the building that is expected to last a few days. One of the lieutenants with the fire department says they also had a call in some help from around the area.
When we arrived, we had extensive fire in the back part of the structure, and we had a request mutual aid from Maytown, Garrett, and Allen fire departments for water and personnel.
The lieutenant says the cause of the fire is still unknown and is under investigation. Of course, we'll keep you updated as we continue to learn more. A Laurel County school bus was involved in a crash this morning. Officials with the London Laurel Rescue Squad were called out to American Greeting Card Road a little after 8:30 this morning. No students were on board the bus at the time of the crash. Officials said the driver of the truck involved in the crash was taken to a hospital in a different car. The bus driver was not taken to a hospital. A Laurel County man who killed his girlfriend learned his sentence yesterday. Last week, a jury found Jeffrey Taylor guilty of killing Shannon Von Saylor. Investigators say he attacked her with a rock, and she was found dead in Clay County. The judge followed the jury's recommendation that he serve 25 years for murder and 5 years for evidence tampering. Both those sentences run consecutively for a total of 30 years.
Well, coming up, it might start to feel like the 70s, but the Bee Gees not quite coming back yet. We'll tell you what it's talking about with the sunshine returning on the way.
And political or not, politicians debate whether changes to Kentucky energy policies could impact your pain at the pump. Stay with us.
The